Alibi, folks, alibi. One aspect that I forgot to discuss was that part of the gun was this handle, and I think that this is how it's supposed to go. The grappling hook feature for his other hand to hold when he does the, but when he you try to do the gimmick, right? Grappling hook here, and now he can. The problem is, now that this is a grappling hook gun, it's not like a machine gun anymore. Now it seems kind of useless. And it's just wild because I'm more used to Webstor backpack having the thing that goes up and down, not his hand. But I guess, reimagined versions of things. Uh, yeah, they need to not have imagined that that way. I know. I'm being overly critical, but the good news is, like, I'm if assuming all goes well, when they do the vintage collection version of Web Store, it will definitely have, it will, at least it definitely should have, uh that gimmick with his backpack, right? And not, yeah, this whole gun situation is so kind of whatevs for me, guys. I'm just gonna keep it real, just kind of not really not really a fan of it. But maybe that's for now. I might change my mind but I doubt it because I enjoyed the gimmick on the original Webstar. You know what I'm saying? As a kid playing with these things. So yeah. All right, folks. On to the video. Greetings, folks, and welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Coco Smooth, the casual collector. And in this segment of Masters of the Universe, I am showcasing the Masters of the Universe Masterverse New Eternia Webstor. Yeah, believe it or not, I was able to get this on a very good deal considering how much its going rate is. It was definitely not what I paid. I definitely didn't pay that going rate. More like half or less than half of that going rate. But yeah, here we go. The art's looking good. This is reminiscent of the classics version that came out back then. Um, yeah, I think he was one of the first of the new Eternia things to come out between him, Stratos, and I think. But either way, man, there are many times I encountered him and all the favorites that I had, and I just kind of passed them by originally, and I was like, I'm a retired guy, but now I regret it because I regret it because this one's probably the Grail piece right now that's going for a bunch, but I was able to pay an acceptable level of tolerance. No way I was going to pay 200 plus for this bad boy. Yeah, no, I think I was going to wait for that vintage one. I was like, oh, looks like I'm never going to get this fig. But yeah, here we go. But here he is. Webstor, evil master of escape. Many moons ago, when Castle Grayskull shattered into the seven winds, pieces of it fell into Webstor's web. Now the devious trap master lies patiently waiting on the Isle of Arachnia. He knows that it's only a matter of time before another greedy adventurer wanders into his lair seeking treasure or even the power of Grayskull itself. Man, this new Eternia, surprised any of these characters are still around. How violent things turned out, right? But yeah, box art looks great. It's a shame that I'm gonna have to open it up. Normally I'm a mint and card guy, but you know what, your boy Coco, he's in his not so younger years anymore. And yeah, it's the people in the future probably ain't gonna love this as much as I do, and so I seriously doubt. I have my doubts that this thing is going to maintain its value. You know what I mean? Kids don't even like things anymore. The only people buying stuff are adults anymore. Only adults be buying toys. The only other toys that are being bought are ones done by manga or anime. You know what I mean? The kids don't be dazzled by these things. Our generation had such great imaginations for them, placed in front of them. But yeah, here we go. Um, yeah, just the classics did have this kind of like backpack, which is cool. When I saw this, I was like, it was that the reason I passed up. It was easy for me to pass up on it before is because I'm like, there's not much difference between this and the classic. The classic looks pretty much the same. The grappling hook might be a little different, and the gun might be just a little different, but overall, the same spirit, same everything. I was like, But now that I'm a pinless joint junkie, my web store cannot and shall not have such things. Yeah. Oof. Um, yeah, his accurate color. Um, I don't remember his thing being purple back then, though. I do remember it being a darker shade of blue, I'd say, but not quite the violet or purple that it is. Meow. Okay. Let me lower the camera for y'all to see him in his full glory. Looking good, Webstor. He has his grappling hook. That was his awesome gimmick. I loved it because I did end up picking up a Webstor used when I was a kid in a swamp meet. And I thought it was awesome because I finally got him. I was like, I always wanted one of these. I wanted him to fight against Buzz-Off. Because Buzz-Off was the bee, and of course, Webstor was the spider. I gotta tell you, this gun, I guess it's supposed to be a grappling gun, but I didn't need it to be a grappling gun. It's supposed to have a grappling hook here, go up and down here. So I'm a little confused as how to mess with this guy. I didn't watch any reviews on him, so I couldn't tell you. And of course, here are his hands. When they do the vintage one, I'm pretty sure it's not going to come with the vintage collection web store. I'm sure it's not going to have that backpack. Mattel's kind of a genius now that I think about it, assuming that these things are selling well, right? Because I'm, to be honest, I'm not sure if they are or not, right? I'm just going to assume that they are. But they're getting people to buy this thing over again, just with slight variance. Winning formula, I guess. The only thing is, I don't know if they've been succeeding. I know Ninja are sold out, which is a good sign, but to be honest, I don't know if that really means much. I hope it does, because your boy could not properly secure a Ninja when it's all sold out, pre-ordered and everything. So your boy is going to have to go the scalper's route for that bad boy. Okay, so yeah, it looks like this is where the grappling hook thing is going to be with this guy. But yeah, he's not. That's not what his deal was. I don't know. I guess they're using this to distinguish himself from, I guess, the classics one. But I think it's not a good idea. He's supposed to have it in his backpack. Like his backpack is supposed to be able to do those things. Yeah. Yeah, here's his hands, and here's his fist hand. I guess I could, I'd see a value in giving him the open hand for this, which I'm going to do right now. Actually, let me pull them out. Yeah, and put them closer to the vest to do that. And there you go. Yeah, open hand. Um, I don't know how much shorter he is. Okay, good. So he's the same height, which works. I'm afraid that yeah, I know he came in the same line with Clamp Champ, but the Revelations stuff, the buck that they used, from my understanding, is smaller. And dude, I do not want a smaller version of Clamp Champ or Fisto. They look great. They look closer to being OG, but dude, yeah, I can't have my Fistos and thing being shorter. They just need to be at least the same height and size. You know what I mean? But yeah, Webstor and Stinkor were supposed to be kind of like the later tandem characters that came out. Um, it's weird. Like they sometimes it didn't seem like they come out in waves and stuff. But here, you know what? They're roughly the same height. So this Stinkor is still kind of good, right? This is the Revelation Stinkor. Ah, now I gotta compare. I gotta see if he matches. Gosh dang, if Fisto is out of control smaller, because he feels like he is. Oh man, I think I'm gonna regret not, regret passing up on Clamp Champ, since that might be the only time Clamp Champ becomes a thing. I'm hoping to do a new Eternia version, but yeah, he just feels smaller because I think the head and face, that Revelations kind of scenario. Yeah. Hmm. Kind of. I know it's weird. Like I was torn getting certain things because I was just like, dude, he just seems smaller. Um, Yikes! It turns out they might be of similar enough size, right? Let's see. Revelations Roboto is a little bit on the taller side, but dude, these knees are ugly. I picked this up for a cheap price because I was trying to get this guy's swords to go with the new Roboto, with this Roboto, but yeah, I don't think it looked as good as I thought it would look with Kim carrying it. But yeah, I guess they're this. So Webstor might be a little shorter, which is what I was afraid of. I didn't want him to be shorter, but maybe he's not. I think I'm just smoking crack because I mean he's an you know Robato's taller, I guess. I don't know. I'm hoping. Did they start? I don't know when they started to use the taller torsos or not, but yeah, this Webstor shorter. I guess he's shorter. Yeah. Well, the vintage I expect him to be Skeletor vintage cock to be taller by a little bit. I guess it's negligible, really, right? Like when all is said and done, negligible. Your boy Coco now deviated from Webstor review to paranoid, trying to figure out, who's actually short and who's actually small review. Because, like, dude, the heads don't look like, for whatever reason, I just think that the heads are smaller on the Revelation stuff. And because it feels or seems that way, I'm thinking that they're shorter, right? But see, these guys are supposed to be brothers, Fisto and at least according to Mike Young series. But I don't see them not changing that. Doesn't make sense to. Yeah, I guess they're the same enough height. Oh boy. Guess I'm gonna have to get a clamp champ because I don't think they're gonna make another gosh dang clamp champ, to be honest. I hope so, but they did make another fist though. New Eternia Fistos, well, when that comes, we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna have to switch weapons with New Eternia Fisto because I don't want them on the same time. Back to our boy Webstor. Yeah, it's a good look, I guess. I don't know how. I guess they're gonna have him like shoot this, and I guess I don't know if this is supposed to. Hmm. I just back then this thing you would have had to go through the back of his grappling hook, but I don't even know what they're doing anymore. This look is to me not a good look, but that's just me because I'm used to Webstore and his backpack being the grappling hook gimmick, not his gun. I mean, if we're just going for aesthetics, and yeah, it's whatevs, right? But I preferred him to think that this was his laser gun and that his grappling hook was at the back, and he's just going to town like a sniper shooting at people. You know what I mean? From any angle in a web. Jeez. I guess that's how my imagination, sees this thing. But his eyes look pretty good. Um, yeah. So let's put him next to New Eternia, other baddies, right? To see how well he blends with them. I'd say he does. Trap job, but he's always kind of been a silent assassin guy, right? Faker. You're starting to notice a theme with dark blue and blue in general. These bad guys. Too bad. Yeah, this army's starting to look really, really gosh dang good. You know what I mean? And Triclops. Yeah, I think it's a good look. Ugh. I love the color of this thing. It's just so obnoxiously dark blue, like blueberry blue. This character looks great. Look at his shin guards. I don't know who else would be using that. I don't remember him you having feet like this in the thing, but uh, I think he just had regular demon feet, not boots. I don't remember. It's been a minute. Your boy is experiencing not so stellar memory like he used to. But maybe one day. Wait, oh, Faker being pretty good looking. I like this new Eternia Faker. New Eternia, everything's looking for the most part. For the most part, some are hit or miss, I guess, but overall, I'd say that this was looking pretty good all across the board. Trapjaw being the only one with a stubborn feet, I guess he doesn't want to hang out properly with the rest of the squad. Yeah. Uh, Final thoughts on this fig. I think it's a little disappointing, this scheme, but I guess when the vintage one comes out, it's gonna be much more faithful to the OG. This is very much of the classic ilk. The classic one has, I think, the grappling hook in the backpack, or at least it's not a grappling hook gun gimmick. You know what I mean? It is an orange gun, but yeah, I'm happy with this across the board. It's a good look, but yeah, I didn't need it to be like this. To me, that's not what Webstore is. But I'm not. It's not hateful. Just kind of, and it's not like I can't replace his weapon with a better weapon at some point. So, all right, folks, that's all I got for this segment of Masters of the Universe, the Masterverse New Eternia Webstore. I am your host, Coco Smooth, the Casual Collector, and until the next episode, folks, ciao.